Hey everyone, it's Maddie Bell with Deep Roots wishing you a happy Earth Day. Today we have a special bonus episode of Curious by Nature where we encourage you to experience the outdoors in a new way. I joined Sami Aaron, founder of The Resilient Activist, for a garden meditation session. Before we get started, here's Sami to talk more about The Resilient Activist and why meditations like these are so important.
I am an extension master naturalist, and I really focus on native plants and pollinator habitat. I'm a climate reality leader. I'm a yoga meditation teacher, and there's probably more. Lead a lot of workshops out in the natural world. And the Resilient Activist was founded really to support the hearts and minds of those who are working to restore this glorious ecological environment that we live in. And we know that being activists, especially in land use, in energy, in human-centered activities on the earth, can be really devastating. And so our motto really is that we know that the world needs inspired and visionary activists who have the resilience to see us through these difficult times. So that's what we do. We offer community building, we offer personal self-care practices and resilience tools, and we offer the healing benefits of time spent in nature, whether working in nature or just being in nature and absorbing it. Well, I'm standing here, there's a busy road right behind us. It's just past rush hour. There were dogs barking off to the left. And this meditation is to be here with this. So during parts of it, yes, you may want to close your eyes, but for the most part, we'll be talking about opening all your senses to what's here that we typically close off. So this is going to be time spent in and with nature. It's not time spent getting your plants in the ground. It's not time spent with a 20-minute hike, right? So this is going to be just a really soft, gentle opening to what is, and an appreciation from your heart and mind and body to what's growing and what's nature and what's living, even in the winter. So this is a late winter meditation. Nothing's green yet, and yet there's just still beauty that can help restore our souls. You want to be in a place where you just feel so safe and welcome. So it could be your backyard, it could be in a park, it could be out in deep nature, but you just want to know that you can just totally relax. You want to have what you need to be comfortable. So something to sit on, dress appropriately for the weather, right? Have your favorite beverage, and just really nurture yourself before you even get there. So there's this planning stage that sets the stage and kind of gets you already in that mindset of where you're headed. So there's a little bit of joy that can happen just from taking those few minutes to really nurture what your body's going to need.
If you're following along outdoors, I encourage you to find a way to listen to both Sami's narration of the meditation as well as the natural sounds in your space. This might mean leaving a headphone out, or if you're playing the audio out loud, I would suggest turning the volume of the recording down for the 5-minute silent portion of the exercise. If you're watching this indoors, that's okay too. Enjoy the visuals and audio we've provided for you here. Let's begin.
So I invite you to let your meditation begin as you first step onto the ground. This sensation of just noticing where you are, looking around, noticing the plants. In this winter landscape, there's this sense of a lot of brown, different variations on shades of brown. There's a little bit of crunching of the leaves beneath your feet. And just to come into this place, sounds of traffic, sounds of dogs barking, just let that kind of settle into the back of your mind. There's nothing you can do about it anyway. And there's this perception some of us have that meditation should always be in a nature retreat. Not true. It's just amazing to be in nature, even with all the sounds of the city. So I invite you to notice your breath. Just walk around slowly, let your breath be really gentle and open. As you notice what's in front of you, what's to the left, what's to the right. And then take a moment to focus on something that you see that just looks interesting, beautiful, inviting, unique. And then I invite you to find a place to sit or stand where you can be near that object that you enjoyed. You can touch it perhaps. And settle in, get comfortable. And then as you focus on that one thing that caught your attention, take the next couple breaths really noticing it. Your sense of sight gives you form and shape, color and patterns. And then take a full inhalation and a complete exhalation. You settle down wherever you're sitting. You notice your connection to the earth, to gravity, to the ground. And we're going to experience this place in nature through our senses. So beginning with your sense of sight, I invite you to let your eyes go to the horizon, wherever that is for you. Even if it's blocked by houses or trees or buildings, just imagine where the horizon is and allow your sense of sight to open to that depth. You soften your gaze, and ever so gently you begin to look up, noticing the sky, the tops of the trees, the sensation that your eyes are just receiving the colors, that concept of the infinite space of the sky. There's a sense that you're grounded in your seat and you're connected to all the universe. And then gently begin to drop your gaze back towards the horizon and then down towards the earth, coming back towards you, drawing your attention to what you see in front of you, nearby, the earth beneath you, and you breathe. With your next breath, I invite you to bring your attention to your sense of sound and hearing. And in the same way that your eyes imagine the depth of the horizon, let your ears, let your sense of hearing expand out to the farthest reaches of the planet. And what do you hear from far away? It's as if you could soften your sense of hearing, allowing it to open and receive. And then gradually bring your awareness of the sounds closer to you. What sounds do you hear in front, behind you, and to the left and the right? as if your whole body could just immerse itself in the sounds. With your next breath, you bring your attention to your sense of smell. You notice the breath as it flows in through your nostrils, the coolness of the air. There's this sensation of how does it feel to receive the breath? How does your body open and allow the breath to be welcomed in through your sinuses, down into your lungs? And you begin to notice any fragrances that might come in on the breath. In winter, it's often the aroma of leaves and soil. There's a crispness. With your next inhalation, imagine that that breath might have come from miles and miles and miles away, that breeze is carrying the exhalation of every critter that ever lived on this planet, and here you are receiving it. You're part of all that is on this planet. And then bring your awareness to your sense of touch. You might notice the sensation of your feet or your bottom sitting on the ground, sense of gravity. You might notice the texture of the wind across your face. Is there a sensation, not just of the touch, but how does that touch feel when you feel that breeze moving across your cheeks? For just a moment, I invite you to look around and notice where the sun might be shining. Even if it's a cloudy day, the sun is out behind the clouds. And I invite you for just a moment to close your eyes and move your face towards that sunlight and just receive the touch of the warmth and the light. The connection to sun that allows everything to grow. And then bringing your awareness again to each of your senses. Your sense of sight and sound and smell and touch. We're going to sit in silence for a few minutes, and that is all that you'll do during that silence. Your eyes can be opened or closed. You can sit or move around and just be with your senses, noticing and receiving.
so, ever so gently, begin to bring your awareness back into your own body. And feel that connection to earth. Notice your breath. Begin to hear the sounds around you. You might even look around and remind yourself where you are in this moment. And then take another glance at whatever it was that you found so interesting at the beginning of the meditation. With your next exhalation, offer your breath to it, sending gratitude for what it offers, sending gratitude for being a bit of an anchor for you today. Taking a full inhalation, gathering it all in, sending your exhalation out back to nature. And as we come to a close, I invite you to take a moment to visualize what you've received and what you'll take away. And then take it out into the world and share that with everyone that you know.